friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariane. I am a luxury travel advisor based in Vancouver, Canada, and we are here on Kauai today. We are going to be getting off the ship. We are going to go and pick up a car rental at the airport, which isn't too far away. And then we're going to explore the north side of the island today. So really excited to take you along as we explore the coast up to the north. And then tomorrow we're actually going to do a shore excursion through the ship and go to Waimea Canyon. So let's get the day going. We headed to Thrifty Car Rentals at the Lihue Airport on Kauai. A taxi from the Nawiliwili cruise port to the airport was around $12 US per direction. I was able to get us a pretty good deal for the day renting a convertible, so we chose a Ford Mustang. I always suggest doing a video walk around with your phone, as no one came out and checked for damages or anything like that. The car wasn't in the cleanest condition, but it was still pretty fun to drive despite the weather. We were then off towards the north shore of Kauai, traveling up the east coast. Our first stop was at the Kilauea National Wildlife Refuge and the viewpoint of the Kilauea Lighthouse. We then drove on to Princeville and stopped off at the Hanalei Valley Lookout. Here you have some stunning views of the mountains and the Hanalei National Wildlife Refuge down below. If you look closely, you can even see one of the waterfalls. Continuing on with our drive, we then stopped at another viewpoint of Hanalei Bay. It was such a beautiful and scenic drive. We finally came to our turning around point, which was Haena Beach or Tunnels Beach, where there are some pretty spectacular caves you can walk inside. As we left Haena Beach, it did start to rain on our way back to Lihue. We were able to stop and see the three sisters from afar. I absolutely love driving through Hanalei Bay. It's such a cute little surfing town that I definitely need to come back and spend some more time here. We also stopped into Howdy Hanalei, which is a cute boutique shop in an Airstream trailer, to see if she had one of the prints from a local Hawaiian artist that I was looking for. They also have a bunch of food trucks here, and it was a really neat place to stop in Hanalei Bay. We needed a coffee stop at this point, so we stopped in at Princeville at the Spot North Shore for a couple of iced coffees. We did make a couple more shopping stops along the way in Kapa'a before returning the vehicle at the Lihue Airport, as we had a hosted dinner off the ship tonight in Poipu at the beautiful Beach House restaurant for our group that was with the travel trade and media. We were greeted with beautiful fresh orchid leis and a welcome glass of champagne. Norwegian Cruise Lines really went all out for us tonight. It was such a beautiful setup. It was also open bar, and I was really impressed by the offerings they had for us. I might have had a Macallan Scotch and a Clase Azul Reposado before the night was through. We also had some lovely live performances while the appetizer were being passed before dinner. There was even a sea turtle swimming out in the bay. Dinner at the Beach House restaurant was absolutely delicious. We had a crab cake to start, followed by arugula and goat cheese salad, and for our main course, we had the filet mignon with a lobster tail, truffle mashed potatoes, and grilled asparagus. For dessert, we had a duo of a Hawaiian carrot cake and a chocolate tart. After dinner, we danced the night away and also had another special performance. Aloha! So it is our last full day of our cruise. I am so sad. We are still here on Kauai. We did overnight last night and we had such an amazing event held and hosted by Norwegian Cruise Lines last night. It was such a beautiful experience, and we did actually have a little bit of some more traditional Hawaiian entertainment, which was great, and then the band last night was also really awesome. So we are now going to be leaving the ship for our shore excursion. We're actually going up to Waimea Canyon today. I'm really looking forward to checking out Waimea Canyon. It is the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, they call it. I know I'm a little bit hungry this morning, so I think we're just going to quickly grab a couple pastries from upstairs before we head down and out of the ship. So let's go! Our shore excursion started by driving to Poipu again, and this time we saw the Spouting Horn. On Kauai, you see a lot of feral chickens. They're kind of everywhere. Apparently, there was a couple hurricanes that passed over Kauai a few years ago, and the chickens were displaced from their coops, and well, they just kept multiplying.
Hello, Ramona. I can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost. We stand on the opposite shore. Hello, Ramona. I reach through mysterious ceilings, my only hope. I look for the things I don't know.
Our next stop on our tour was a quick stop at the Hanalei Valley Lookout.
All in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honest.
We then made our way up to the Waimea Canyon Lookout, and well, unfortunately, we didn't get to see much. It was completely fogged in. Apparently, the day before, it was exactly the same. We did get to see these wild goats that were precariously living their lives literally on the edge of the cliffs, though, which was quite entertaining. The clouds did very briefly lift for a sneak peek of what the Waimea Canyon does look like down below. However, the window in the clouds passed by very quickly. I'll just have to come back one day. That's sometimes the funny thing about traveling. A place you really wanted to visit has bad weather and you miss it, or it's completely scaffolded up for renovations. This just means I have to come back to Kauai one day.
Seem to know. Hello, Ramona. I push back the serious feeling. The end's unknown. To get back the life I used to know.
As we headed back to the Pride of America, we passed by the Kauai Coffee Company, a place I really wished our tour stopped at, but again, something to visit next time.
We're all in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know. We're all in this.
We reboarded the Pride of America and had a late lunch at the Aloha Cafe. We ate out on the pool deck this time. Then, while we pushed back from the dock in Nawiliwili, we took in the views from our balcony. As a luxury travel advisor, my clients typically receive added benefits when booking vacations, hotel stays, and cruises through me. I'd love to work with you as your travel advisor if you don't already have one. You can find my contact details in the description box down below. One of my biggest cruise tips is that I always suggest you check your onboard account the night before you leave the ship to avoid any long lines in the morning of disembarkation. Here on the Pride of America at Guest Services is also where you can find your disembarkation tags for your luggage at the time you would like to leave the ship for those who have their own arrangements or flights. Please consider joining my Wanderlust Journey community as a Patreon supporter. For less than the cost of a cup of coffee per month, you can help support me create more content. My patrons receive perks such as postcards from my travels, access to behind-the-scenes footage, and Zoom calls. For more information, you can visit my Patreon community page that's linked in the description box down below. After some shopping to use up our onboard credits, it was time for a special sail by the Nahapali coast. Unfortunately, it was raining, but even with the drizzle, the clouds made the coastline moody and mysterious. At a special cocktail party celebrating our coastline sailing for the media and travel advisors, we were all given special souvenir cups with their signature Mai Tai cocktail. As we started sailing away from the Nahapali coast on the Pride of America, we saw an amazing double rainbow. The skies were finally breaking and we could see more of the dramatic coastline. Not to mention, a stunning sunset was emerging. Before dinner, we peeked into the show at the Hollywood Theater, which was a show by a vocalist, Heather Ivey. We then headed to our last dinner on board the Pride of America, which we ate at Cagney's Steakhouse again. We capped off the night in Mardi Gras nightclub with the comedian show. Aloha everyone, so it is now time to say goodnight. We had not the greatest weather here on Kauai for our last day. The sun did kind of come out a little bit. We had a beautiful sunset, but unfortunately, as you saw, sometimes when you do take shore excursions, the weather doesn't necessarily cooperate. So unfortunately we didn't really get to see Waimea Canyon, but that's just a good excuse for me to come back to Kauai. I really enjoyed this island. I might even say it's my favorite Hawaiian island, but I'd love to come back and explore more. So that's the nice thing about this cruise, is that it is kind of like a taster. You do get to see obviously 4 of the Hawaiian islands. So if you are looking, if this is your first time to come to Hawaii, I would really suggest this cruise because yeah, it's a great tester. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button down below. There is one more episode in my Pride of America series to come, and that is us unfortunately disembarking the ship. So we will be leaving the ship tomorrow. And then we are spending the day in Honolulu at the Moana Surf Rider, which is a Westin property. And then we are flying back to Vancouver. So very sad day. But in that episode, I will be kind of giving my final thoughts, kind of some more tips and tricks about this ship. So be sure to stay tuned for that episode next week. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye!